I'm joined now by senior linebacker Prince Emenalo. Prince, as we just discussed with Coach, coming off really the first loss of the season in a game with just a few plays that decided it, how are you guys feeling at this point?
Coach, he really harps on the fact that the reason we play a sport like football is because you have games like this, and because the game does really come down to a couple of big plays can equal a win or a loss. And they always say, coaches always say, you always learn more from a loss than a win. You can always, what we take from this is you got to come into every game, no matter the opponent, and just play hard every down, every play, because you don't know which play is going to decide the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a great game for you, as Coach alluded to, individually, and you've been having a great season thus far. What work did you put in during this offseason to make sure that your senior year was going to be one such as this?
Coming into this offseason, especially playing behind a great linebacker like last year, or the last few years, what he really told me going into this offseason is you have to work because you are the middle linebacker, and middle linebacker is a key component of the defense. And I would say this offseason I ran a lot more because when you're a middle linebacker, there's no time to be tired. You have to know what you're doing. It has to be like a mental zone where everything around you just disappears and you have to know what's going on. And I took that, and of course the lifting program they give us, and coming into that and captain's practices early before school. This offseason I just really took it to heart. I have to be an example for a lot of the incoming underclassmen and things like that, because they really try to mirror your example. So,
yeah, you mentioned a player like Sip. Obviously, he was an all-NESCAC type talent for us the last few years at middle linebacker. During that time playing under him, in the meetings and the practices, what did you pick up on from his example?
He didn't speak much, but his intensity and his focus during meetings, during when we watch film, practices, drills, he never complained. He was always worried about the next play and how he could be better on that. So I would say in terms of that, you always have like the speaking leader, and then you have the action leader. He was definitely the action leader.
Perfect. And now moving into you being a leader on the defense, what do you have to do during this week of practice to make sure the team gets in the right mindset coming off this first loss of the season?
It's really what the coaches have been harping on is this has now become the biggest game of the season for us, because we are now experiencing our first loss of the season, and playing a team like Bowdoin who comes and plays hard every year. So it's really our biggest test now to show that we are still in this season to win. Just because we lost, we're not going to go on this losing trail. We have to come back and really make a statement on Bowdoin.
All right, perfect. Well, thanks for joining us, Prince. We look forward to this upcoming weekend. It'll be a home game here, so the webcast will be going as usual on Saturdays.